This work session, regular meeting of the Township Council is called to order. Madam Clerk.
In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this work session regular meeting of the Franklin Township Council was made by the posting on the bulletin boards in the municipal building, posted on the Township's website, and electronically transmitted to the officially designated newspapers, indicating that this work session regular meeting would take place via WebEx at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, January 25th, 2022.
Thank you. If everyone would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Councilman Embarrasson, you could lead us in an invocation. You're muted, Councilman. Councilman, you're muted.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. O God, the creator and redeemer of all the faithful, hear our supplications, and through thy infinite love and mercy, graciously grant us the strength and power in our thoughts and decisions to be for the benefit of all people at all times. Amen.
Amen. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Embarrasson,
Here.
Councilwoman Francois,
Here.
Mayor Kramer,
Here.
Councilman Onijaka,
You're muted, Councilman.
Okay, yes.
Councilmember Vitosnik,
Present.
Deputy Mayor Pruitt,
Here.
Councilwoman Udine, Councilman Vasanella,
Councilman Vasanella?
Here. Can you hear me?
Barely.
Councilman Wright.
Here.
Thank you. Commendations and proclamations. Item B will be deferred till next council meeting. Item A, I will hand it over to our police director.
Good evening, everyone. Nice to see everyone in the new year. I just would like to once again say I am happy to be here and happy that you're joining us for the promotion of one of Franklin's finest, George Habish, to the rank of sergeant. As you all know, last year we had a sergeant's promotional exam and we had 13 officers who who passed the test to attain the rank of sergeant. So Sergeant Habish has been waiting patiently for his turn, and due to retirements and normal attrition in the police department, he's earned the right to wear his bars now, and he will be promoted tonight officially before everyone to the rank of sergeant. Congratulations, Sergeant Habish. We are happy to add you to our roster of supervisors.
Thank you, Director, and thank you, Council.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Clerk, would you like to swear him in?
Yes. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, George Habish,
I, George Habish,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly perform
impartially, and justly perform
all the duties of
all the duties of
Sergeant of the Franklin Township Police Department
Sergeant of the Franklin Township Police Department
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Have anything to say?
I'm looking forward to serve the township as a sergeant, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be sworn in front of council tonight. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Keep us safe.
Thank you.
Captain Hebon, do you have anything to say?
I just want to say congratulations to Sergeant Habish. It's always great to to bring someone up through the ranks who's a Franklin born and bred. Sergeant Habish is a he's a product of Franklin, and he knows the town well. I'm happy to have him aboard. And congratulations. I'm sure he's going to do a fine job.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you. Captain Rizzo.
I've actually known Sergeant Habish well before he got hired here, and I had the honor of doing his background many years ago, and I'm looking forward to being able to pass the torch on to the newest generation here in the department. It's very nice to see those individuals that I did a background on starting to move up the ranks and move forward and take this agency in a positive direction.
Great, thank you. Director, have you anything else?
No, just thank you, council. Thank you, mayor. Thank
Well,
you,
thank-
Township Manager Vaughn Locker, for supporting us in our endeavors and making sure the police department is well staffed.
Thank you, and help keep us safe, and you guys stay safe.
Thank you.
you.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Right.
We are now on to public discussion. Do we have a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor of opening to the public, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Motion is carried. We are open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak can speak about anything related to government. They can come up once, limited to 3 minutes, no yielding of time. Please state your name and address. Mr. McQueen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Anybody from the public wishing to speak, we ask use the chat function, raise hand feature, or *3 from your telephone. Again, any member from the public wishing to speak, we ask use the chat function, raise hand feature, or *3 from your telephone. Mr. Mayor, I do not see anybody indicating they would like to speak at this time.
I'm looking very closely. I don't see anybody.
Mr. Mayor, I make
Yeah.
a motion that we close public session.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Going once, going twice, looking again. Motion is carried. Public session is closed. We are on to council comments and reports. Councilman Onijaka is first on my screen.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Mayor, I got information that was during the Christmas time that a lot of cars were broken in my ward, and which means the security within that period was a little bit lax, just because it was during the Christmas time. And I made some calls, and so far the security is up, and the investigations are going on by our police department to arrest the perpetual criminals. So far, everything is good now, has come back to normal. It's just because of the Christmas period. So that is what I have. And at the same time, let me use this privilege to congratulate our new sergeant, Kabish. And I know that he's going to just work very well like other police department. Thank you, Mayor. This is what I have.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilperson Ed Potasnik.
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to say thank you so much to all the folks who welcomed me in my first committee meetings. I had very productive and informative discussions with the Ag Committee, the Environmental Advisory Committee, and then also the Open Space Committee so far. It's been great to see the dedication of all the volunteers that are involved and the open arms that they've embraced me with. And I will just admit that it's nice to have Ted involved in a couple of those and, continuing in his longstanding and, the understanding of all the issues that are involved, still continue to contribute. Of course, congratulations to the sergeant on his promotion. And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Councilperson. Councilman Carl Wright.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I think you've done me an injustice. You usually start with me. Now you went to someone else. Where's that the love at? Okay.
No, I love this. Carl, not all the time with you.
I hope so. I have just a couple of things to bring before you. We had a reorganization meeting for the redevelopment agency here in Franklin Township. And our own councilwoman at large, Ms. Francois, again, was elected chairman of our agency for another year. We'll have a full meeting next month. So we'll bring you back the action that will take place. Our land use committee that we were supposed to have tomorrow has been canceled due to no activity. Now for a little bit of knowledge. I hope everyone is up to date on it, so to speak. Everyone asked about the CARES Act, how it works and describing it. Well, it would take me a year and a half to actually describe what the CARES Act is that was voted into office through Congress. So what I'm going to do, and the African American Chamber of Commerce has it broken down along with the Franklin Township Chamber of Commerce. So I'm going to direct you to the Chamber of Commerce so you can read it, discuss it amongst yourselves, and actually put it in operation if you can use it. And the website is Franklin Chamber NJ, one word, Franklin Chamber NJ.org. And you will find everything you need for the CARES Act and how you could, it goes to direct economic assistance for workers and families, small businesses, and preserves jobs for American industries. And when you get into it, there's a lot of things in the weeds that it can help you. So definitely look at that. See if it does anything for you. Now, the next one that I bring up to you, I would definitely do, and I have, small business. And that's been put on by JC Morgan Chase. It's a webinar that's called How to Build a Foundation That Lasts. And it's a free one, so you definitely ought to get on this one. And it's being held March the 15th, 2022 from 1 to 2 p.m. Again, getting into the weeds of this just won't work because you can talk about this for days. But it'll show you how to maneuver your business. Think like an entrepreneur. Develop the way to be resilient in downturn and in good times. It should show you how to establish a foundation that is suitable and sustainable for business growth. So what I want you to do is go to this particular website, again, register and get all your information, and that's AACCNJ.com. Again, AACCNJ.com. And it's worth your while, plain and simple. If you go there, see everything, register for it, you'll do good. It's worth the wait. So that's pretty much all I have, Mr. Mayor. There's nothing on my table, nothing on my desk. That ends it, Mr. Mayor.
Glad to hear about the furniture report. Thank you, Councilman. Councilman James Vasanella.
Thank you, Mayor. Can you hear me okay?
Kind of low volume there.
Apologize about that. Attended an ELS meeting in the last couple of weeks. Also attended a Public Safety Committee meeting tonight that I believe Deputy Mayor Pruitt will be going over the highlights of, and Hamilton meeting a couple of weeks back, and quite a long meeting reviewing the budget. The budget, I believe, was unanimously recommended, and council will be getting it for review and consideration soon. And I think there might be a few last things they're tweaking out with it. The other issue was streetscape, and specifically treescape. There has always been a plan revised in recent years to put trees and plantings down Hamilton Street. And long story short, after much discussion, it was thought that the best way to do this would be to try and partner up substantially with the Shade Tree Commission, which I am a liaison to. So things are in the works, and we hope to have a plan so that 2022, the street should look a little greener and a little nicer as far as landscape trees go. And that was the highlights of the meeting, Mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman Vasanella. Councilwoman Kimberly Francois.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just have one thing I'd like to report out. The Township of Franklin has partnered with the Somerset Community Action Program and the Raritan Valley Community College to create a job training program. Councilman Rom Emerson was very, very instrumental in getting this rolled out. And the reason why I'm giving a shout out about it is because I sit on the board of directors along with Councilman Carl Wright. And SCAP, Somerset Community Action Program, is involved in the community outreach, trying to get people to be aware of the program, sign up for the program. Township is providing access to new for the people's tuition and supplies for training and transportation and childcare services if people want to sign up for the program. And there are quite a few different classes that are going to be offered and are being offered. One is for a certified nurse aide, one for electrocardiograph technician, one for a phlebotomy lab assistant, a class for dental radiology, professional administrative certification for administrative assistant. And there are also a few other certification programs. So if people want to sign up, they should go to our website and put in their application. I know that SCAP is taking applications and providing the administration function to bring people on board, to onboard people to the training program. I think it's a great program. It's tuition is being paid if you're eligible, and we want to get the word out so people will take advantage to that. So it's called the Workforce Development Program. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm done. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Did you hear me? It's my
You're muted, or
Mayor's
muted, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Councilwoman.
Oh, okay.
Councilman Ram, I'm embarrassed. I'm looking at you, Ram, and I'm saying, why isn't he talking?
Well, it happens to the best of us. Unmuting, I mean.
And me too.
All right. Thank you, Councilwoman Francois, for the shout out. Yeah, we are very happy to roll out the program. with Raritan Valley Community College. SCAP is providing the support services, wraparound services, as you heard. It's a great opportunity for improving your skill set, careers, change of careers, whatever you may have plans for your future. And good luck to the people there. I had a number of first meetings this month in my new role as liaison to a few groups and committees and boards. Historic Preservation Advisory Council, a very first meeting I attended. Let me tell you, these folks are serious. They are committed. They take their work very seriously. A number of applications were reviewed during the meeting. It went on for a long time, let me tell you. So this, I really appreciate the whole group of people that are providing this great service to make sure any work that is done on some of these sites that are marked historic, that comply with the rest of the town according to the code and the standards. Nice work. I'm very happy to be part of it. And also I got into the Greater Raritan Workforce Development Board at the county level. I was appointed to the board and I had the first meeting. So this group comes up with innovative initiatives to support the workforce development initiatives in the county. They have some great programs free to everybody that wants to learn certain skills. I will share that shortly with everybody. I think the board actually does a good job of getting the word out. They do, in addition to providing tools for education and training, they also promote quite a bit of employment services in terms of hosting job fairs and bringing the employers and the employees together. So nice work there. I'm happy to be part of that, hoping to do some work at the county level to benefit the entire community. We had also a financial oversight committee. I'm sure Mayor will report that out. And then I also attended the first meeting as a planning board member. They had the reorganization meeting, and Mike Orsini was reelected as the chair there. So I understand that there'll be a number of meetings twice a month on that committee. So being a retired person myself, like Ted Chase was, I would be able to attend most of them. There's an upcoming meeting on tomorrow, actually, for the Human Resource Commission. We have the SCAP director, Mark Harris, is going to come and talk to the members there, all the commissioners, about the program that Councilman Francois explained, to bring them all up to speed on that. And also, they're going to visit the youth center on the 27th at 1 p.m. And finally, the COVID testing, I was able to work with Rabbi Freeman. Mayor reintroduced me to him. Once last year, we did a COVID testing in the senior communities. And this year, we just conducted one this week, and we had 96 people that took advantage of in-house testing facilities right here. And unfortunately, the other 3 adult communities did not respond to my outreach, but I'll keep trying and hopefully bring the testing to their locations as well. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Shipa Udine.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I have a small report this time around. I met with our advisory health committee. We did speak about reorganization and just the movement of our location from Hillsborough to a different location for open space and parking. Nothing major to report on that community. And I also met with the fire prevention community last week, and nothing major to report there. I think we're just kind of starting off the meetings for 2022. We spoke about upgrading the radio equipment, so that's a pending status. And congratulations to Sergeant Habish on your promotion. It's great to see local folks getting promoted. And I want to give a shout out to Kimberly, Councilwoman Kimberly Fransaw and Councilman Ram of working together to getting that workforce program, giving our residents opportunity. I think it's always great to see where folks can take advantage of what you guys are working on. And, you know, it's never too late to learn new skills and get the proper training. So thank you for working on those things. I think I think that's all I had. And Councilman Unbarson, if you need my help on pushing anything for the adult communities, you can definitely reach out to me, and I can probably connect you with other folks that I worked with end of last year. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Deputy Mayor Crystal Pruitt.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening, everyone. I was in a few meetings, some of which have already been touched on or will be touched on. That's Hamilton Street Advisory Board, and we did have a financial oversight meeting yesterday. I'm going to report out on the public safety meeting that we had this evening before this meeting. So starting in about February, the Q-HIT program should be operational. It is a post-service survey. So for residents who have an interaction with our police department, and if they opt into it, they will receive a survey either by email or text, so they can rate the service that they experience with our police department. Just an extension of, you know, customer service and making sure that we are always looking introspectively on how we are interacting with our residents. We spoke about this a bit last year, but as far as the state mandate with body cameras, body camera usage will go live as of February 1st. So just be aware of that. This early spring, either March or April, Police Director Mayweather will be coming to do a public presentation of the 2021 Police Department report. As far as a couple of events that I want to flag that the Community Relations Bureau is undertaking, there is the Franklin CAN program. This has already gone live, and it is a registration-only event. The Franklin Township Police Department will be working with the autism community here in town to provide opportunities for interaction and supporting positive interactions between the community and our police officers. So any residents that are interested in that information can be found on our homepage website, the police department's, as well as police department social media. And as I mentioned before, this is for registration only. Also, there is a Citizens Academy class that will be going live. The program will start the 23rd of March, but the application deadline will be the 15th. This is a 12-week program, and it will be virtual this year. The Franklin Township Police Department has been awarded a $16,000 grant by the New Jersey Attorney General's Office. It's a grant for community policing. So they have been awarded this grant to help fund a lot of the community CRB related activities. So congratulations to that. We also had 4 officers recognized by the Attorney General's Office for excellence in policing. It's Al Burwell for cooking with cops, Bobby Brown for the Franklin Fit program, and Sandy Hernandez and Joshua Jerk for their work in saving rescuing a citizen during the Ida flooding. And I also want to flag that the Franklin Fit program has partnered with Rutgers University Healthy Kids program. So in addition to the activities that the Franklin Fit program is doing, they will children will also have access to a dietitian a dietitian to help, you know, with nutrition and all those other things. So that is all I have, with the exception of obviously congratulating now Sergeant Habish his promotion. It's always really nice to see a fellow warrior serve his community and get recognized and promoted. So that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. For mine, I'll keep it short because I'm going to have a few things to say during council discussion. Congratulations, Sergeant Habish. Yes, we had a financial oversight committee. Committee meeting. We discussed the budget and specifically DPW's part of the budget. There'll be more financial oversight meetings, and the details will come out during our budget meetings, mainly in March. I'd like to thank everybody for the love they showed me with the loss of my beloved pet, Stanley. It was quite heartening how many people contacted me about it. We had another PCR clinic this last weekend, and Councilman Embarrasson, you came inches to our numbers. We had 101 for the whole rest of the town. You had 96, so congratulations to you. Our high during the height of the Omicron surge was over 900, so it's come down. We are going to have another clinic this coming Sunday. Mr. Manager, do you have comments?
My main comment is the reason why I haven't had my camera on is that it's not very comfortable right now for me to look at the computer screen. I have been listening. I had an eye procedure done yesterday morning. It kind of did not go as well as expected. So thus the patch on my eye right now. My only report to make, Mr. Mayor, is that February 1st is fast approaching. Property tax bills are due beginning February 1st with the grace period ending February 10th. So that's my report today, sir.
Thank you. So we're on to council discussion items. And what I am doing in my Dr. Mayor role is I am recommending to council that we repeal, remove, end the mask mandate that we initiated on December 28th. I'm going to read the resolution. There was a miscommunication between the clerk and I, so there's a little bit at the end. I want to just make sure everybody hears the resolution before they vote on it. Whereas on December 28th, 2021, the mayor and council adopted Resolution 21-418 requiring the use of face coverings, masks, at businesses and venues. And whereas since that time, the number of daily cases in Franklin have peaked and then fallen. And whereas since that time, the number of hospitalizations in New Jersey have peaked and fallen, and the Department of Health has allowed hospitals to resume elective procedures. And whereas since that time, staffing in Franklin schools has remained manageable. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Franklin, County of Somerset, State of New Jersey, by virtue of the authority vested in the township by the New Jersey Constitution and the statutes of the State of New Jersey, to hereby order and direct that the mandate, Resolution 21-418, for businesses and venues to require face coverings, masks, be worn in their establishments be rescinded. Be it further resolved as follows. This resolution does not prohibit establishments from self-imposing such requirements on their own. This resolution does not remove the prior requirement of mask wearing in the municipal buildings. And this resolution has no effect on the requirements of mask use within the Franklin School District. Mr. Manager, I gave you some graphics. You could show them.
Which one?
First one, slide 1.
Working on it, Mr. Mayor.
Yep. So what this slide shows is the what is now coming up to a total of 2 years, going into our 3rd year of this pandemic. The first year is in blue and starts in mid-March. The second year is in red. And then the 3rd year is in green. I wish I had a pointer, but you can see that the 2 waves that came in December of last year, I'm sorry, January of last year. So they're difficult to see at the scale that we're using, that we're looking at now. So in January, on the red line, and April on the red line, those are the first 2, or the second and the 3rd wave that we had, and they're barely visible compared to the green line, which went up to, these are the Franklin daily cases. This is the 7-day average, went up to over 180. The highest that we had any one day was 345. And that high was about a week after we initiated the mask mandate. But the numbers have really crashed in Franklin since then. We're now down to almost where we were last year. I mean, we're still actually kind of double as far as the 7-day average in Franklin, but it's coming down very rapidly. If you could put up the next graphic. This is now New Jersey hospitalizations, not just Franklin, New Jersey. The colors don't show out well, but the biggest one, the dark color, that starts in April 1st, that's 2020s. The one that goes the entire width of the graphic is 2021. And the one that's just off on the left side of the graphic and is green is 2022. So we didn't go quite as high in hospitalizations as we did initially. We are still higher than we were last year, but again, it's coming down rather quickly, and we're close to where we were last year. I can tell you from personal experience in the hospital, the ERs were very crowded at one point, and now they're freeing up, and there isn't a rush that we get people out as quickly as possible. So the hospitals are freeing up. You can remove the graphic, Mr. Bornlocker. The hospitals are freeing up. The schools are freeing up. I am recommending we remove the mandate. So I'm going to make a motion to pass that resolution. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Barrison,
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois,
Yes.
Mayor Kramer,
Yes.
Councilman Oni Jaka,
Yes.
Councilmember Potasnik,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Pruitt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Udine,
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella,
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Yes.
Thank you. So it passes. The mask mandate is over for Franklin. I do have some other comments though about it. This doesn't mean the pandemic is over by any means. I still strongly support the use of masks. When I am inside, double mask. I have a surgical mask covering an N95 mask. I recommend that for everybody if they have access to it, but they should wear a mask of all times when indoors is my recommendation. I recommend businesses still require masks on their own, but I don't want to use the power of government to coerce them to do that. I also support vaccinations and boosting. I advocate that the CDC change their definition of fully vaccinated to having 2 vaccinations and a booster, or if they had Johnson & Johnson, 1 vaccination and a booster. And then about the comments that were made before about this being an open-ended mandate with no end in sight. I would like to point out, as far as I know, of all the municipalities that have initiated a mask mandate, we are the first to end it. I was the one to second the motion. I think it's the only motion I've ever seconded by Councilman Vasanella. The only motion I've ever seconded, the motion was by Councilman Vasanella, and that was to have a review in February about this. And I had absolutely no problem with that, because I knew that every day, multiple times a day, as these pieces of data came to me, I reviewed whether we should be keeping a mask mandate. And I thought about it constantly. So I knew this was going to end when it was appropriate that it should end. I'm glad that we did it. I think we did the right thing. Many other towns joined us in it. And I think it's now time to be over. And hopefully we're getting near the end of this pandemic. We'll yet to see, but we will make it through. And I'd like to thank all the residents of Franklin who cooperated with this for their cooperation. Thank you. Unless there's any other comments from the council. Okay. Good. Approval of the minutes. I present the following minutes to the Township Council for approval. Township Council work session, regular meeting of December 14th, 2021 at 7 p.m. The Township Council executive session of the same date. The special meeting of the Township Council on December 28th, 2021 at 7 p.m. And the Township Council reorg work session, regular meeting of January 4th, 2022 at 7 p.m. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes?
So move.
And the second? Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Anyone have a correction or like to pull a particular item? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Barrison,
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois,
Yes.
Mayor Kramer,
Yes.
Councilman Oni Chaka,
Yes.
Councilmember Potosnik.
I'm going to abstain. I'm having some issue accessing them, so I'll have to work on that.
Deputy Mayor Pruitt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Udine,
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella,
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Yes.
Okay. Time to pay the bills. Approval of the warrants. Warrants in the amount of $5,452,636.75 on January 25th, 2022 are presented to the Township Council for payment. Do I have a motion on the warrants?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Anyone like to pull a warrant, pull an item, remove an item, ask a question about an item on the warrants? Madam Clerk.
Councilman Barrison,
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois,
Yes.
Mayor Kramer,
Yes.
Councilman Oni Chaka,
Yes.
Councilmember Potosnik,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Pruitt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Udine,
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella,
Yeah.
Councilman Wright.
Yes.
Item number 12, public hearings and adoption of ordinances on second reading. We have none. Ordinances on introduction of first reading. First reading is when we basically announce to the public that we are considering an ordinance. And then there will be a second reading where we will vote on the ordinance, should it be passed through the first reading. So ordinance 4356-22, an ordinance to amend the code of the Township of Franklin, County of Somerset, State of New Jersey, more particularly Chapter 226, Vehicles and Traffic, Section 226-34, mid-block crosswalks. Therefore, the foregoing ordinance is presented to the Township Council for adoption on first reading, posting, publication in accordance with the law, and public hearing and final adoption at the virtual meeting of the Township Council to be held via WebEx on Tuesday, February 8th, 2022 at 7 p.m. So this is government. We want to put in a crosswalk. You have to pass an ordinance to do it. You actually have to make a law to put in a crosswalk. But this crosswalk is going to go from the municipal building driveway area to the driveway of Sampson G. Smith, or what was called Sampson G. Smith, the Sampson Middle School driveway nearby. Do I have a motion on the ordinance?
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I would just, crosswalks are by statute assumed at intersections. It's only when it's mid-block that we have to do this.
Okay. That's fair. I knew you'd have a comment there. Seeing no other comments, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Embarrasson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois,
Yes.
Mayor Kramer,
Yes.
Councilman Oni Jaka,
Yes.
Councilmember Potosnik,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Pruitt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Udine,
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella,
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Yes.
Ordinance 4357-22, an ordinance of the Township of Franklin, County of Somerset, State of New Jersey, authorizing the acceptance of a conservation easement from BSREP 317 Schoolhouse Road, LLC to the Township of Franklin for premises known as Block 1517.05, Lot 3511, which is at 17 Schoolhouse Road. The foregoing ordinance is presented to the Township Council for adoption on first reading, posting, publication in accordance with law, and public hearing and final adoption at a virtual meeting of the Township Council to be held via WebEx on Tuesday, February 28th, 2022 at 7 p.m. Do I have a motion on the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, it's self-describing, it's a conservation easement. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Councilman Embarrasson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois,
Yes.
Mayor Kramer,
Yes.
Councilman Oni Jaka,
Yes.
Councilmember Potosnik,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Pruitt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Udine,
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella,
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Yes.
Exciting stuff. Consent agenda. Items A through R as listed on the consent agenda portion of this meeting are presented to the Township Council for adoption. Do we have a motion on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Anyone like to pull an item, question an item? Nope. Madam Clerk?
Councilman Embarrasson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois,
Yes.
Mayor Kramer,
Yes.
Councilman Oni Jaka,
Yes.
Councilmember Potosnik,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Pruitt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Udine,
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella,
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Yes.
Resolutions to be voted on separately. Resolution 22-67, supporting investments for state-owned Revolutionary War sites to develop heritage tourism. Do we have a motion on the item?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. So this was, I was contacted by Patrick Murray, who happens to run the Monmouth College poll, to advocate that the state spend some money to encourage tourism, Revolutionary War-based tourism for our 250th anniversary of this country. Because for one thing, New Jersey actually has the most battle sites of any state. And I had, it sounded like a good idea to me. I had, the manager had, our Economic Development Officer, Vince Dominic, draw up a resolution, and here it is, and it will be sent to the governor's office. Any other discussion?
I'm reading this resolution. So what exactly are we doing here?
We're asking the state, there's some money available that they can do to promote and to refine issues to promote tourism for the 250th anniversary of our country. And Franklin having some Revolutionary War sites on it, particularly Rockingham, would benefit from this economically.
Okay, thank you. I read it 3 times. I couldn't follow. Thank you.
It's more or less a letter to the governor.
Okay, thanks.
I guess I knew the background when I read it. It made sense to me. Any other comments?
I would point out that on the website, Revolutionary New Jersey, there is a video that folks can watch that were put together about the 10 crucial days, which was the march through to Morristown, and the historic Battle of George Washington, crossing the Delaware, the whole thing. And it's really great, and it helps provide a sense of the kind of history that we have right here in Franklin Township, and the movement through our town is highlighted. So
thank you, Councilman.
Anyone else? Madam Clerk?
Councilman Barrison,
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois,
Yes.
Mayor Kramer,
Yes.
Councilman Oni Jaka,
Yes.
Councilmember Potosnik,
yes.
Deputy Mayor Pruitt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Udine,
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella,
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Yes.
We're on to old business, 2022 boards, committees, commissions, vacancies. Do we have any nominations for any boards, committees, or commissions?
Mayor, may I?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to nominate William Burrs to the Historic Preservation Advisory Commission. Mr. Burrs recently retired from a teaching position at Rutgers University, has been involved in the township at the historic Tullipwood House in the past, conducting bands there. In fact, his son is a band director at the Franklin High School. He is volunteering to serve in the advisory council commission. As such, I nominate him for a vacant position there.
Any other nominations for the same position? Hearing none, we can vote by acclamation. All in favor of Mr. Burrs, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Congratulations. Are there any other nominations for other positions? Mr. Potasnik, didn't you have a nomination?
I want to reach out to the individual. I haven't had a chance to connect.
Okay. I would like to nominate, I'm sorry, are there any other nominations? So I would like to nominate Anna Greewall to the Trails Advisory Committee. Greewell, Gerwell, Gerwell. She has come to some meetings. The Trails Committee is down 2 people, and they have recommended to me, I'm their liaison, that she be accepted. Tara Kenyon, who is our consultant, also recommends her. So I am nominating her to the Trails Committee. She has submitted a citizen leadership form that was distributed to council. Are there any other nominations for that position? Then we can do this by acclamation. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Congratulations, Ms. Gerwell. Are there any other nominations? So I'm going to quickly read through what is still open, so that people watching who are interested will know. There's the Somerset County Cultural and Heritage Advisory Committee, the Clean Communities Committee, Advisory Board of Health has a couple of positions open, Advisory Recreation Council, Board of Adjustments, Cultural Arts Council, Hamilton Street Advisory Board, Historic Preservation still has 2 openings, Housing Authority, Human Relations Commission, Kensington Village Advisory Committee, Sewage Authority, and Trails Advisory Committee has 1 more opening. Okay. So next is a motion to go into executive session for attorney-client privilege is presented to the council for adoption. It's attorney-client privilege for a petition. Do we have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Madam Clerk?
Councilman Barriston,
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois,
Yes.
Mayor Kramer,
Yes.
Councilman Onijaka,
Yes.
Councilmember Potasnik,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Pruitt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Udine,
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella,
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
So, council is going to go into executive session. There's going to be no business done after this, so the recording is going to end. The only thing that will happen when we come out of executive session will be to adjourn the meeting. So this ends the meeting. Be well, Franklin.